people are always searching for cool human body life hacks. How to hack your body is a question that is frequently searched for online. Fortunately, there are many cool ways to hack the body into doing things you never thought it could do, mostly by exploiting the various loopholes in the complexity of the brain. So, we compiled a list with the top 10 body hacks you probably didn't know about. And we're not talking about pseudoscience or old wives' tales, either. All of these body hacks that will make your life easier are backed by science. Let us know which of these cool human body life hacks is your favorite. Number 10. Switch off your gag reflex. Almost everyone is born with a gag reflex, even though its intensity may vary from person to person. It's the body's way of making sure that we don't choke on our food, as well as making sure that we smoothly move from a liquid to a solid diet when we are infants. Of course, it can also be quite irritating, especially for those who've gagged while having food. Thankfully, science has found a way to switch it off, or at least make it less intense. In a study published in the Journal of the American Dental Association, researchers found that putting pressure on the palm significantly decreases the intensity of the gag reflex, and may even switch it completely off for some people. All you need to do is put your thumb inside your fist, and press hard. Number 9. Cough during injections to reduce pain. No matter how old we get, many of us are as scared of injections as we were the first time we visited the doctor. Getting those shots can be daunting, as even if they don't hurt as much as we think they will, the psychological effect of a needle piercing the skin is immense. Fortunately, there's a quick and effective way to reduce the pain. Simply cough. As found by many studies conducted on the subject, coughing right when you're getting a shot increases blood pressure, which, in turn, helps reduce pain perception, and therefore makes it hurt less. Any sort of distraction is helpful in reducing the pain of a shot. Coughing works more reliably than, say, turning and looking away from the injection though, possibly because it acts as a distractor, in addition to raising blood pressure.
So you can tell everybody how it's feeling.
Alright. Oh man, I'm so scared.
Oh, don't be.
I'm glad
Look
I
at me.
don't have
Cough.
to take a shot.
Alright.
I'm glad I don't have to take a shot.
Cough. It works! I didn't feel a thing!
Are you serious?
I didn't feel a thing!
Ready? Awesome.
It works!
Okay, look.
Oh my gosh, it works. It is a miracle.
The internet was right.
Okay.
Okay, look at me.
It works.
Number 8. Learn to use your body's own night vision. If you ever paid attention in middle school, you'll know that the human eye is an incredibly complex and marvelous organ. The eyes of few other animals possess a range of abilities as diverse and versatile as the human eye, from the sheer range of the colors it can see, to its advanced depth perception. There is, however, another badass thing the eye can do, most of us aren't aware of. Being able to see in darkness. Unless it's completely dark, the human eye's ability to use even the scarcest source of light to spot things in a dark room is surprisingly good, though it takes quite a bit of time to adjust to the darkness. If you don't have an hour to do whatever you went into the darkness to do, there's a hack you can use to trigger the mechanism. Just wear an eye patch for about 10 minutes, and then move it to the other eye whenever you're going into a dark area. This was also the reason pirates wore eye patches, rather than as a bizarre fashion statement. If you think that's just a fake cool fact someone told you to show off at a party, it's not. It was tested and confirmed by Mythbusters. Number 7. Use gestures to prepare for a test. Students use a variety of techniques to help themselves retain information before an upcoming test, from the traditional writing things on a notebook to the more new age yoga before a studying session. As all of us know though, most of those techniques are hit or miss, as no one has been able to perfectly figure out the best way to guarantee memory retention. While we're not claiming to have solved pre-test preparation, there's one scientifically proven method you can use that definitely works. Using gestures while studying. Studies have found that when you use gestures to explain the information to yourself, the brain retains it far more effectively than speaking it out aloud, or even writing it down. In fact, in one study, researchers found that just speaking while learning a concept had no effect on information retention at all. Number 6. Control your pupils whenever you want. As we mentioned, the human eye is extremely complex and consists of a lot of intricate parts you may never pay much attention to. One of them is the pupil, the small black circle in the center of the iris. The pupil shrinks and expands in response to the amount and type of light entering the eye, but it's largely an involuntary mechanism that we have no control over. Even though it would be pretty cool to be able to do it at will, as our pupils influence a lot of our social interactions. That was until researchers at the University of Oslo conducted an experiment and found out that it's totally possible to control the size of your pupils. All you need to do is think about the amount of light going into your eye. The subjects were first exposed to varying amounts of light, and the size of their pupils was noted. They shrank and expanded, as you'd expect them to. Then, they were asked to imagine the sources of light they were shown earlier. To the researchers' surprise, the pupils reacted in the same way as earlier, suggesting that the neural responses that control the pupils work in the same way for imaginary, as well as real visual cues. Number 5. Raise your eyebrows to increase creativity. The purpose of the eyebrow, aside from the cosmetic value, as they look amazing, isn't quite understood. While some people may argue that eyebrows help in social situations by giving us a wider set of expressions with which to convey our emotions, it's also arguable that you don't actually need eyebrows to do that. As science has found out, though, the eyebrows could be much more than cosmetic. In a study conducted at University of Maryland, researchers found that raising your eyebrows actually helps to boost your creativity, as it widens your visual perception and helps you think of more solutions to a given problem than you'd be able to otherwise. Conversely, narrowing them down has the opposite effect on creativity. So the next time you have to work on a project that requires you to be creative, do it with your eyebrows as high as possible, no matter how stupid it looks. Number 4. Chew gum to reduce anxiety and depression. Apart from the approximately 6 seconds that the flavor lasts, chewing gum doesn't seem to have any benefits at all. Despite it not clearly falling into any category of things, like food or activities, many people love to chew gum, and it remains a largely successful industry. What gives? According to science, there are some clear benefits to chewing gum, and it is one of the few proven ways you can force your brain to behave that we know of. In a study, they found that chewing gum significantly lowers anxiety levels. The effects were most pronounced after 2 weeks of regular gum chewing. That probably explains why that guy who was always chewing gum in high school was so chill, though it doesn't stop there. Gum chewers also fare better at battling depression and fatigue than others. Number 3. Stop yawning by using your tongue. If you are in a situation where yawning would be frowned upon, this body hack works wonders. When you are about to yawn, try touching the tip of your tongue with your finger just as your mouth opens to stop this embarrassing display right in its tracks. Just a quick tap on the tongue, don't hold your finger on it, or it doesn't seem to work as well. Number 2. Use rosemary to improve mental ability. Your olfactory bulb has a direct connection with the areas in your brain scientists believe to be crucial in processing emotion and memory, which is why certain aromas can trigger memories in a way a sight or sound don't. Researchers put a bunch of people in a room filled with rosemary aroma and asked them to do a variety of subtraction and visual information processing tests. To their surprise, and possibly dismay, there was a definite improvement in the participants' performance as the scientists increased the dosage of the aroma. They're not quite sure why, but it suggests that rosemary has a positive impact on the brain's cognitive abilities, so stock up on it before your next test. Number 1. Get rid of an itchy throat. Itchy or tickling throat. Easily solved. Pull on your earlobe and massage it between your thumb and index finger. This stimulates the nerves in the ear, which creates a reflex in the throat, which in turn causes a tiny muscle spasm. That spasm does what your hand can't, and scratches that maddening itch. Check out our other videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.